Hi guys, welcome to today's price action analysis video, and in this video we will talk about Nifty and Bank Nifty. I trade on the 5-minute time frame, and let's go ahead and start with Bank Nifty first. So before I start, I will tell you how I place my trades in Nifty and Bank Nifty. First thing is I look for a trend. If the market is in an uptrend, then I will only look to buy pullbacks. I will not look to buy, or I will not look to sell these on these pullbacks. Okay, so whenever the pullbacks start, I will not look to sell, and whenever I'm in a downtrending market, I will look to sell these when the pullback happens first. So I need to first see that the pullback happens. So now how do I find out a pullback? I basically compare the position of the CPR. Now the CPR here in Bank Nifty was higher, and I also do compare the levels of the Camarilla pivots. These are the Camarilla pivots. Now H3 is a Camarilla pivot, H4 is a Camarilla pivot. You can see there is R1 here, which is a floor pivot, S1 is a floor pivot, and L4 is a Camarilla pivot. So basically I compare the H3, L3, these particular zones, to the previous particular zone, these particular zones. So this was L3 and this was H3. So you can see that we had an overlapping third level of Camarilla, and we had a higher value CPR also, correct? So my analysis today was that I would look for buying opportunities whenever the market pulled back to the L3 level, and the analysis would be, or the bias or the outlook would be confirmed if I had an open above the CPR. What do I do here? Normally I would wait for the price to come back to the L3 level, and from here I would normally go and trade that level. So I would search for trades where the price would go down to the L3 or sell off to the L3, and then it would show some signs of a reversal. So that's what Bank Nifty did today. It went down, and I had also tweeted here that about the levels at which I would look to buy. And so naturally when Bank Nifty went and touched the L3 level, it broke the L3 level here. And now what do? I look for a reversal candlestick pattern, and it gave me a very nice reversal candlestick pattern, and this was the candlestick pattern that I found. This is a very commonly found candlestick pattern. I always trade on this. This is called a piercing line candlestick pattern. So in this candlestick pattern, what happens is basically the candle closes at this level, and then it opens a slightly gap down, and then it makes a low, and then it starts going up. But the open of the previous red candle is here, and the close is at least 50% above the previous red candle. So it has to be within or above the 50% of the red candle, previous red candle, but within its body, so that it can form a hammer type of candle or a bullish pin bar kind of a candle. So then naturally when I saw this, I went long on this candle. After the close of this candle, my stop loss was below this candle here. I usually give it some room and place my stop loss, and as you can see, I placed the order at 205 rupees. That was the 40,900 put option that I had sold today. So after that, the market actually never really went up. It came down, and immediately you can see that 10:06 the order was initiated, and then after the execution, immediately by 10:13 a.m. my stop loss was taken. So I actually happened to go with a wider stop loss, but then on the spot the stop loss was taken, and on the options chart the stop loss wasn't taken actually. So by the time my options SL was actually 240 points. It was at 240 rupees rather. So this is where my option actual SL was, initial SL, but it was 223.25 at which the order got executed. The reason being that I had not really waited till that long, because my stop loss was already taken on the spot chart. So since my stop loss was already taken on the spot chart, I will never wait for the price to go down further and give me a larger stop loss. So I will never take a larger stop loss. If my stop loss is already taken on the spot, I will happily take that stop loss and move away. So it is a very small stop loss that I took today. That was not even 20 points that I took a stop loss of. But then you can see here how price actually went down. It took support and then went up again. And had I been in the right trade, I would have targeted the H3 pivot as my profit booking level. So here is where my profits would have been taken. So my stop loss was much smaller, my entry was here, and this was my take profit level. So that was around 1:2. So that is how you should be planning your trades. And well, after that there were never really any trading opportunities as far as my patterns go, because I was only going to look for bullish patterns today. And you can see that in spite of having such a narrow CPR, such a tight CPR in Bank Nifty actually kept going sideways. No real trend in the market today. Of course, we did see this trend here, and then a small bit of trend here, and then again a trend here, but the motion was not really very, I mean, you can see trends there, but there was no clear trend, established trend in the market here today. So the market went kind of sideways, and then based on that, you can also see that the market actually came down here. It tried to break through the S1 L4 level, which was this level here, but since the market today was falling right from here and it went very late to the L4 pivot, usually if the market opens beyond the L4 pivot, or it actually goes down and then it takes out the L4 level a little bit earlier in the day, say around about 10:30ish or 11ish, then you would find a day which is trending, and it will most probably go and hit the L5 level. But that did not happen today. It went very late towards the L4 level, and then after that you can see that it kept going sideways. So no tradable levels there after that, and based on that you can see that we have an average size CPR in Bank Nifty tomorrow, and we have that as a descending CPR in Bank Nifty. We have the H3 and the L3 levels, the Camarilla levels here. This is H3 and this is L3. Okay, now heading over to Nifty. See, in Nifty what happened was the price action actually showed a lot of volatility around this area. Went up, came down, went up, came down, so it kind of was volatile. But one thing was for sure, that Nifty was showing good strength. You could see that the CPR was here and it had opened roundabout at the H3 pivot itself, and it was taking support. Now if Nifty opens there, and I know that it is a CPR which is an elevated CPR or a higher value CPR, my buying bias is confirmed as long as the open is above the CPR. So if the open was here, then it is above the CPR, so my buying or my long or my bullish bias is confirmed. So I am bullish on the market today, that is for sure. And now if I am bullish, then where is the best level to take trades on? That is the one is the central pivot, the next is the L3 level. But price never really came and tested either of these levels, and Nifty kept trading the entire day to the upside till about, you can see, around 12:40 p.m., after which the selling started and price started to crash from there. But then after that you can see that that it was around 12 to 15 p.m. So nearly let's say from around 1 p.m., averagely 1 p.m. to around 2:15 p.m., that was about 1 hour, Nifty kept falling after that, and it went below the opening price also, and from there it recovered and it kind of closed very close to the opening price here today. So we have a very narrowish kind of CPR today. Now here what I normally look to do is if it's the H4 level, right, it is the breakout level here. But since this was a parabolic kind of a move to the breakout line, which it broke out, and you could see that Bank Nifty was under pressure, then there is no point in going long in this candle. Okay, normally if there is if there is supposed to be a successful breakout of the H4 level, then the H4 level has to be broken, and both Nifty and Bank Nifty have to be trading outside the range of the previous day. Now if you can see here, Nifty was outside the range of the previous day, as this was the previous day high, but Bank Nifty for the entire day traded within the range of the previous day. Can you see this? This was the day high and this was the day low, which was momentarily broken to the downside by this particular red candle, but then price again recovered and started trading within the previous day's range. So really there was no action in Bank Nifty today as far as any typical movement goes, or a trend goes. So you cannot really trust these kind of trends, and such kind of trends don't last whenever the other index is still trading within the previous day's range. So you can see upside or downside moves, sustained moves, only when the other index is also trading outside the previous day's range. So no real action in Nifty either today for me, and that was the only trade that was taken by me today, which hit my stop loss level. And by the way, I never show my quantity, because I'm not here to flash my profits and losses. I'm basically here to give you guidance and help you, and I want this channel to be a teaching channel, so that newcomers can start to trade based on these basic principles and values. So showing or sharing MTM is never really my objective. Okay, so now in Nifty we have a narrower CPR than today, and it is a higher value CPR, as well as the close is above today's CPR. Today's price is closed above its CPR, and the CPR is also higher, that is tomorrow's CPR is also higher. Plus we can see that this is the third level of Camarilla, which is also on a higher side, although it is overlapping. So anyway, my bias is still bullish. I will still be bullish on the market tomorrow, in spite of the fact that Bank Nifty has shown weakness today. And but the fact that Bank Nifty has not been able to close below the previous day's range is a gives me good confidence. It is actually closed right about at the same level here where it took support from the previous time, that is in the previous session, that was on the 6th of April. And you can see that this particular zone is still holding, this support is still holding here, and that was the support from which Bank Nifty had bounced. So in spite of the fact that Bank Nifty has closed below its CPR, I am still bullish on the market, and I will still have a bullish outlook tomorrow, meaning which if price really opens somewhere here below the CPR in Nifty, then my bullish bias will be rejected. Okay, and then I might see what kind of a candle the first candle is, and if it's a red candle and the price actually goes back and hits the H4 level, I will see if I find some sort of a reversal candlestick pattern at the H4 level, which I can then go in for a short trade. Then we can initiate the short trade there. So my profit booking will be immediately at the L3 level. I'm sorry, this is H3 L3, not H4 L4. Okay, so this is H3 L3. So my entry would be somewhere here if there is a reversal pattern here at the H3, and my profit booking would be at the L3. The simple fact here that is that if Nifty opens anywhere above the bottom central, so even if it opens like this, okay, or even if it opens exactly here like this at the bottom central and makes a green candle, then my bias is going to be bullish tomorrow. Okay, anywhere below the bottom central and my bias will turn bearish, or I will turn bearish tomorrow. And even if Bank Nifty were to open below or were to open flat here, and Nifty were to open higher the above the CPR, then even then I would maintain a bullish bias tomorrow, because don't forget that we are in an uptrend right now. So the wider trend of the market is still upwards. So don't forget that part. If you were to go to the daily time frame, the broader trend of the market has been upwards, correct? So just this kind of a doji here on the top does not mean that you immediately start to look for bearish trends. Okay, and here below the doji, we need a candlestick closing below the doji here, which is a red candlestick. So it needs to be a candlestick like this, which closes sharply below the red for the bias to turn bearish. But yet that hasn't happened. And if tomorrow market makes an advance to the upside like this, then what we will look to do is we will look to buy any opportunities in the uptrend again. Okay, so if the day closes like that, then the the bullish bias will continue in Nifty and Bank Nifty, especially in Nifty if that happens. So anything above this particular day's high or even above the CPR, and I will be my bias will still persist to be bullish tomorrow. So what are the levels that are important for us from today's price action? The important level is the Virgin CPR that we find here. So we will mark that Virgin CPR now. And what else? We do have the PDH as an important level because price has fallen from there. But obviously I don't particularly trade on the PDH and PDL really, because I only trade on the reversal levels of the Camarilla, and I see what the CPR is telling me, and based on that I take the trades. So I will see what kind of an outlook. I mean, I do have a bullish outlook right now, but the outlook has to be confirmed. So if the open is somewhere here, anywhere above the bottom central, I will hold a bullish bias towards the market. And if there is a sell-off, I will look to buy any opportunity that I see around the L3 or even around the VCPR. This is the Virgin CPR, because it will be strong tomorrow since it wasn't touched today. But again, this entire zone here is going to act as a strong support for price tomorrow. So you can mark this zone off, and this entire zone will now act as a strong support for price. So don't forget that price has shown us good deal of support at these levels today. and that is the reason why I am saying that I will not be really bullish, bearish beyond this point. So I'll just mark that level out for you, and we'll mark it in green color. So these are the levels tomorrow, the levels being somewhere between 17,610 and 17,560. So those are the levels at which I will look to buy again tomorrow if price shows me any sort of strength around the L3 pivot, which is right here. And I might look to keep my stop loss a little bit deeper tomorrow, but it all depends on what sort of price action it shows me and what sort of risk reward I have. So guys, that is what my analysis for tomorrow is. Let's see how price opens tomorrow. If there is anything important during the market, I will update it on the Twitter channel. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you've liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for your patience, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.